Welcome to Gearhead Lab, your all-in-one garage for car reviews, trim comparisons, maintenance hacks, and real-world repair tricks. One bottle can quietly save your engine, or slowly kill it, one startup at a time. And the scary part? Both bottles might be sitting on the same shelf, at the same price, with the same bold promises on the label. This video is all about separating real science from straight-up snake oil, 15 engine additives that genuinely help, and 9 that can quietly shave years off your engine's life. By the end, you will know exactly what to pour into your engine, and what should never, ever come near your oil cap. Here is the mindset shift that changes everything. The best additives are not magic potions. They are tools with a very specific job: cleaning deposits, improving lubrication, preventing corrosion, stabilizing fuel, and they have real chemistry behind them. Modern oils and fuels already rely on complex additive packages to control wear, sludge, oxidation, and viscosity across brutal temperature swings. The additives that actually work are the ones that fit into this system, not fight against it. So let's start with the good guys, additives that actually earn a place in your car. First, high-quality fuel injector and fuel system cleaners. These are usually based on strong detergents designed to scrub carbon and varnish off injector tips, intake valves, and combustion chambers. When injectors start to clog, you feel it as rough idle, hesitation, and a slow decline in fuel economy. A proven cleaner, used at sensible intervals, can help restore a proper spray pattern and smoother combustion. It is not extra horsepower in a bottle. It is about getting back the performance you already paid for. Second, fuel system additives that are actually recommended or tolerated by manufacturers. Some automakers acknowledge that modern direct injection engines are prone to intake valve deposits and specify certain cleaners or fuel standards. When a product has test data, clear chemistry, and sometimes OEM backing, it is not living in the snake oil world. It is doing a targeted job inside a system engineers actually understand. On the oil side, think of detergents and dispersants. These are the quiet workhorses that help keep sludge and varnish from baking onto hot metal surfaces. In a lightly dirty engine, a well-formulated additive used near an oil change can help loosen and hold small deposits in suspension, so they drain out with the old oil. The key is moderation and timing. These are helpers for mild issues, not miracle cures for an engine drowning in sludge. Then you have anti-wear and friction modifier additives. Inside your engine, metal parts constantly slide and rotate under high loads. Additives like zinc phosphorus compounds and certain molybdenum-based chemistries create thin protective films that reduce direct metal-to-metal contact. That means less wear and, in some cases, slightly better efficiency and smoother operation. Many quality oils already include these. In older engines, high-load applications, or racing scenarios, carefully chosen supplemental additives can add a bit of extra insurance. For classic or older engines with flat tappet camshafts, higher levels of ZDDP, zinc and phosphorus, can be the difference between a happy cam and a wiped lobe. Modern oils often reduce these levels to protect catalytic converters. If you are running an engine that was designed around higher ZDDP oils, a properly dosed additive, or a dedicated high zinc oil, makes real mechanical sense. This is one of the clearest cases where an extra additive genuinely belongs. High-mileage oil stabilizers from reputable brands can also have a role. The good ones are not just super thick goo. They are blended to improve oil film strength, reduce volatility, and stabilize viscosity under heat. In a tired engine that burns a bit of oil or has light ticking on cold starts, a sensible amount of a quality stabilizer, combined with the right base oil, can quiet noise and cut consumption. It will not reverse wear, but it can help the engine live more comfortably. Diesel drivers have their own set of additives that work. Proper anti-gel formulas prevent diesel fuel from waxing and clogging filters in cold climates. Without them, thickened fuel can shut a diesel down exactly when you need it most. Cetane-boosting additives can make cold starts easier, reduce combustion noise, and smooth out operation when fuel quality is marginal. These are not tuning in a bottle. They are chemistry that corrects very specific fuel behavior. Fuel stabilizers are another underrated category. Modern fuel does not age gracefully. It can oxidize, absorb moisture, and form gums that clog injectors and carburetor passages. If you store a car, bike, boat, or mower for months, a stabilizer is cheap insurance. It helps the fuel stay usable and drastically reduces the chance you will be fighting hard starts, misfires, or clogged jets when you bring it back to life. There are also targeted induction or intake cleaners meant to tackle stubborn carbon directly on intake valves or in the combustion chamber, especially on direct injection engines. When used correctly through the intake tract with the right procedure, they can restore airflow, reduce knock, and improve throttle response. These are typically stronger chemicals, so proper method and application matter more than just pour and pray. And then there is the most important additive that most people ignore, the additive package already blended into quality engine oil and top-tier fuel. High-grade oils contain complex cocktails of detergents, anti-wear agents, friction modifiers, antioxidants, anti-foam, and corrosion inhibitors, all tested to work together. Premium fuel often contains stronger detergents that keep injectors and valves cleaner over time. For a lot of drivers, simply stepping up to better oil and fuel has more impact than adding extra bottles. Now, let's walk down the other aisle, the one full of labels that promise miracles. These are the 9 categories that can quietly kill your engine. First, engine rebuild in a bottle. These products often use extremely thick base fluids and aggressive modifiers to temporarily raise oil pressure and quiet noises. To the untrained ear, the engine sounds fixed. Internally, that thicker fluid can make cold starts harsher, slow oil flow to tight clearances, and hide underlying mechanical damage. You are not rebuilding anything, you are muting the symptoms while wear continues or even accelerates. Second, aggressive, one-size-fits-all stop-leak engine additives. While gentle seal conditioners can help slightly harden seals, some cheap stop leaks rely on harsh chemicals that swell rubber too much or attack it outright. At first, the leak might slow. Over time, seals can soften, crack, or deform, causing bigger leaks and, in worst cases, sudden seal failure. On top of that, some formulas can interfere with the carefully balanced chemistry of your oil. Third, cooling system stop leak pellets and thick sealers. Their whole purpose is to clog a path. The problem is, they are not smart enough to pick only the hairline crack in your radiator. They can also partially block the fine tubes in your radiator and heater core, or narrow passages in the head. That restriction shows up later as overheating, poor cabin heat, or inconsistent temperature control. And once a modern engine overheats badly, you're looking at warped heads, blown gaskets, and huge bills. Fourth, PTFE or Teflon-style oil additives that market themselves as non-stick coatings for your engine. The idea sounds slick, literally, but suspending solid particles in oil and expecting them to circulate, coat exactly where needed, pass through filters perfectly, and never create deposits is optimistic at best. Many manufacturers avoid and even warn against these products because they can affect filter performance and deposit behavior in ways you do not want. Fifth, exotic metal conditioners and trendy nano-metal concoctions that claim to permanently modify your engine's metal surfaces after a single treatment. The red flag here is the combination of gigantic promises, huge power, lifetime protection, massive friction reduction, with very vague explanations and little real-world, independent testing. These brews can clash with the engineered additive system in your oil, and when additive chemistry fights itself, the engine always loses. Sixth, harsh solvent-heavy engine flushes used in engines already loaded with heavy sludge. In a badly neglected motor, thick sludge forms a kind of ugly equilibrium. A very aggressive flush can knock big chunks loose all at once. Those chunks then head straight for your oil pickup, or small galleries, blocking the lifeline of the engine. Oil pressure drops, bearings starve, and suddenly a running but dirty engine becomes a dead engine. Mild, short-interval cleaners before an oil change in a moderately dirty engine are one thing. Nuclear flushes in a sludge monster are another. Seventh, fake or ultra-low-quality copycat additives. In some markets, even branded oils and additives get counterfeited. You think you are buying a well-known product, but the bottle is filled with cheap, poorly refined base fluid, and almost no real additive content. Treating your engine or fuel system with that is like running without proper protection. You might not notice immediately, but accelerated wear and deposit formation are happening in the background. Eighth, fuel saver miracle additives with outrageous miles per gallon claims and no serious data. Modern engines run under tightly controlled conditions with sophisticated engine management and emission targets. Claims of huge jumps in fuel economy from a simple pour-in additive without significant hardware or tuning changes simply do not line up with how these systems are designed. Some of these products are just inert. Others use solvents or chemicals that can damage seals, plastic parts, or emission components over time. Ninth, so-called universal additives that claim they are perfect for engine oil, transmission fluid, power steering, differential, and coolant, all at once. Those fluids have totally different jobs, different base chemistries, and different friction and thermal requirements. Any product pretending it can be an improvement in every single one is ignoring basic engineering reality. At best, it does nothing useful. At worst, it degrades performance in multiple systems at the same time. So how do you put all of this into practice without needing a chemistry degree? Start with the basics. Always use the correct oil grade and specification from a reputable brand, and try to stick with decent quality fuel, ideally from stations that invest in good detergent packages. That alone puts you ahead of a lot of people. The built-in additives in good oils and fuels already do most of the heavy lifting. From there, only use extra additives when you have a clear goal, like cleaning mild deposits, preparing a car for storage, or helping a high-mileage engine run a bit smoother. Read the label, avoid anything promising miracle fixes, and never stack multiple random products in the same tank or oil fill. If you are unsure, follow your owner's manual and ask a trusted mechanic, not the loudest marketing claim on the shelf. Avoid stacking random additives. More bottles do not equal more protection. Each extra additive changes the chemistry already in your oil or fuel. When you start mixing 3 or 4 different products, you are essentially formulating your own oil blend, with no testing, no lab, and your engine as the guinea pig. Remember this simple rule. A good additive makes your engine behave more like it did when it was healthy and properly maintained. A bad additive tries to turn a worn, neglected engine into something it never was through marketing promises. One is realistic chemistry, the other is expensive hope. So the next time you are standing in that parts store aisle, do not look for the loudest label. Look for the bottle that has a clear purpose, realistic claims, and a track record. Choose from the 15 categories that actually help: proper detergents, proven friction modifiers, real fuel system cleaners, stabilizers, anti-gels, corrosion protectors, and chemistry that matches your engine's design. And walk right past the 9 silent killers: rebuild in a bottle, harsh stop leaks, extreme flushes, questionable nanometal brews, fake fuel savers, and anything promising to fix everything in one splash. If you learned something new about protecting your engine today, do your car a favor and don't let this video be the last step. Pop the hood, check what you're actually running: oil, fuel, additives, and start cutting out the snake oil that's slowly killing your engine. This video was powered by Auto Shotgun Media.